my pet ball up. Dumping in bag, friends from the turn and the haters, I'm watching them fall up. I just walked in the sage, she looking like she wanna spit on my rags. She looking like she tryna spit on this debt. I think she just tryna spit for the cash. I think she just wanna spend for the money. That's probably why I'm a fucking a dash. Cut to her hold my DM, she looking good.
A therapist explains why Yusuke and Hiei understand each other. 82 Society, welcome back to another reaction video, y'all. And today we are watching my guy KGM Productions. New YouTuber, you know, we dang near watching new YouTubers all the time. You know, I don't know why I'm even saying this, but his or her channel will be in the description down below. As always, with the rest of the creators that we always watch with every video. We're gonna get into this. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Favorite character, Yusuke. You know, my goat. Reminds me a lot like Ichigo Kurosaki. Feel like they'd be good friends. You know, we're gonna get into this video though. I'm kind of just yapping a little bit, kind of trying to just add a little bit of just substance to the video. Let y'all know, like, I do fuck with Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, I love it.
Yusuke and Hiei.
Like you don't really fuck. Let me say this real quick. You don't really fuck with anime for real if you don't really, or like shows or anything for real if you don't like really watch reactions to it. Like, you'll see like me, I'll see a dope ass scene and I'll be like, ooh shit. And then I'll be like, I wonder how other people think of this scene. And that is literally how I got into reaction videos. Not like reacting to videos, but like watching people react to anime, shows, movies, that type of shit. Like, just thinking about certain moments and just thinking about like, damn, this shit is cool, or badass, fire, or like, ew, like a bad or nasty scene type shit. Like, I just like think about like, how does another person think about this? How does a group of people think about this? Or I want to see their reaction to this certain moment, you know? It's the peak in interest for me. But let's get into this video. KGM Productions.
Have one of my favorite
my
friendships.
Stomach rumbling. Yeah, bro. I can't wait.
Show
I gotta hurry up.
They barely act like friends, which is real life. Right? I love how the two assault each other or they test each other. How they're always taking these little jabs at one another. They act like admitting they have affection for one another would cause them physical pain, and it actually might, man. And that's exactly what makes that bond work. Yusuke and Hiei understand each other because they both come from worlds where softness felt unsafe. Their language, man, like the friendship that they speak, they have an understanding of one another, man. Like the roasting, that love and ability in combat, the loyalty, the presence and everything, man. Just like their whole dynamic, they also show up for one another when it counts. And at first, Hiei seems to respect Yusuke solely because he's strong, right? And I think that there's an element, of course, of him respecting that strength, man. He respects power. You know, he likes being around people that he considers competent, that is significant to him. He respects people who are able to survive under pressure. But I think that there is a deeper connection underneath that recognition. Yusuke and Hiei are both people guarded they're emotionally guarded, man, and they learn early on that vulnerability can cost you. You know, Yusuke growing up neglected, being dismissed by so many people and expected to fail. Most adults around him just seeing the behavior first, right? You know, like the attitude.
Bro, the adults is, besides his mom, Kuwabara's sister, who else? I mean, I'm not gonna count Botan. I mean, she is an adult, but like, she's in the afterlife. But yeah, besides those few characters I named, and probably a few others like Genkai, the students went around the what's it called, Chapter Black arc, around that area. They were cool too. And it's probably a bunch of more characters, or not a bunch more, but like a few more. But like, besides that, them adults were assholes. Mainly the adults in the school though, for real. Like, they're just, not all of them, but there's like a couple that were just evil, conniving, just nasty ass, bitch ass niggas. I ain't gonna lie. Like, whenever they had the opportunity to just get one up on one of those evil ass teachers, I was just filled with satisfaction. Like, yes, you hoe ass nigga. Cause what is his problem? or their problem. Like, you're not helping them at all. Yes, they may get into fights a lot. Yes, they may be ditching. I mean, I'm not even trying to excuse it, but like, you not helping with just like this behavior towards them. That is not gonna help, nigga. At most, it's gonna make them more rebellious. The hell you doing bullshit, and sometimes it actually is bullshit, or most of the time it is. Who knows, bro? Honestly, I feel like everything them teachers got was deserved. I'ma say it.
The mouth, the fighting, the lack of academic effort, the skipped classes,
Yeah.
and the disrespect with everybody that he comes across, man. They just saw him as a walking problem. You know, they rarely saw the wound that was causing him to act the way that he does. And that is reason why, like, I think Yusuke hits so hard for many as a protagonist. He's a kid that people already decided was trouble, like doomed from the start, so to speak. You know, and if you've ever been treated like a problem before anyone cared about the pain or what was going on, you know, I think Yusuke is a character that resonates immediately with you. He's loud because he's been ignored, man, or abrasive even because softness didn't protect him. It didn't get you anything or anywhere. He fights because fighting is one of the few places where he proves that he exists, where he can find competence. And under all that attitude, though, like, Yusuke cares deeply. You know, he just hates looking and feeling exposed. That's why he can risk his life for someone and then act like it wasn't a big deal just 5 seconds later. You know, the care within his personality is so obvious, man. There's a defensiveness and this performativeness and his masculinity. Hiei, however, or along the same lines, is colder, but his emotional math is very familiar to Yusuke's. You know, he was also abandoned, cast out, marked by shame before he ever had a real chance to belong in the place where he grew up. You know, like, his backstory, of course, is a bit more mythic than Yusuke's, but emotionally, it hits the same nerve between the two. Hiei learns that needing people is dangerous. So he builds himself into someone that's untouchable, right? He needs to be fast or sharp or distant from other people in some way. He has to stay hard to read, you know, and even harder to reach emotionally than he is physically, man. He doesn't ask for connection from people directly. He's very aloof, you know, like, he kind of circles around it. He tests his bonds with other people. He insults people while standing close enough to help them. You know, like, that's more of his MO, man. I think that's Hiei's thing, man, like how his aura, the way he carries himself. He acts like he doesn't show care, or that he doesn't, and then somehow ends up being exactly where he needs to be when things get serious.
You don't gotta say
and that's why
nothing.
his bond with Yusuke feels so natural. You know, Yusuke doesn't demand that Hiei become soft emotionally, or he doesn't need him to change.
Yeah. Literally, he just shows with his actions, and it's just like, that's enough. Like, I'm not even gonna say damn near no, nigga. That's enough. Like, for his character to even be doing that. Yeah, bro. Coming in at the most clutchest of times, when they need him the most, when he's needed, when they need help, whenever they're about to get into some shit, you know, he's right around the corner. But when that shit done, though, he out that bitch. I ain't gonna lie. He be dipping. But, like, you'll see him again when it's that time for the group to regroup. Like, episode 80, matter of fact. I believe it's episode 80. I ain't gonna say too much, but, you know. Had a whole boxing session with Yusuke. Had to make sure he was good. Wasn't lacking. I ain't gonna say too much, though. Man. Because I'm gonna start thinking about it, reminiscing. Because I was just watching a reaction video on it. The normies is watching it. Yeah, that nigga came through to save that man Yusuke. He didn't even ask. Yusuke just said, he literally said, I knew you'd come through. Like, literally. It's so crazy.
He doesn't demand that Yusuke.
It's literally what bro's saying right here. My dog KGM. You know what I'm saying? dope ass dreadlocks, little cool room. Got the guitar up and shit. Is that Spider? Is that Spidey? Yeah, and then there's the Goku, the little mini Gokus right there. Okay. Okay. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. I can't see too much, but I know some cool shit in this room though for sure.
Be where he needs to be when things get serious, and that's why his bond with Yusuke feels so natural. You know, Yusuke doesn't demand that Hiei become soft emotionally, or he doesn't need him to change. Hiei doesn't demand that Yusuke become more polished than what he is, man. Neither one asks the other to translate their pain into some sort of perfect speech or be anything other than what they are, man. They get it through action. You know, they have a very specific style of friendship. And for a lot of men as well, especially men that have been shaped by rough environments, I think that kind of friendship feels very familiar to you. You know, care doesn't always look or sound gentle. You know, sometimes love sounds like an insult, potentially. Sometimes concern sounds like, man, you better not get yourself hurt out there, dumbass. You know, like that kind of thing. Sometimes respect sounds like, you really let them do you like that? Sometimes closeness, right, looks like roasting somebody so perfectly that only a real friend would be able to get away with what they just said to you. You know, it's especially recognizable in a lot of minority communities, a lot of black communities. Man, roasting can be affection, man. That the jabbing is a part of the bond as well. It's a part of the playfulness and the communication dynamic. If I'm comfortable with you enough to clown you, you know we're good. You know, like we're close.
Nigga, if I could roast you, if I could flame you and you flaming me back, boy, like, nigga, we coolin', bro. Like, nigga, if I feel comfortable enough to like roast you and it not be insulting, but it's just a joke, like, I know, like, we ain't gonna have no problems. We good. We understand that we on that level. We chill. We know that we playing. We joking. You know, yeah, we joking.
If you can fire back and nobody takes it to heart, we trust the relationship enough to play rough. There's something to that, right, man? The roast becomes like a special little handshake between you. It's like, yeah, I know you. You know, we're good. It says that you're close enough for me to mess with, to be able to interact with in this way. You know, that I can hit this line because we both know that it's not malicious, that I'm not actually trying to hurt you, you know? Now, it does not saying that it's always the greatest or that every insult is loving, man, because some people can hide cruelty behind their jokes. But with Yusuke and Hiei, the jabs feel more like emotional camouflage than them trying to harm one another. You know, they care. They just refuse to make it soft because that's not them. You know, it's like the interesting texture maybe of their relationship. When Hiei insults Yusuke, it's rarely empty. You know, like there usually is some like bite of wisdom or something he's doing with that prodding, either testing him or pushing him some way, or even acknowledging him that, yeah, you kind of nice, right? And when Yusuke talks back, he's meeting Hiei in the language that Hiei understands.
I can literally throw up examples of what he just said too. Yusuke versus Hiei. Like, right here. He's like, all right, I was just testing you to make sure shit was good. What was the other one? Fuck. Which one was it? There's another one. I think it's like right before the tournament. It's like right when they're in the forest. I can't even find it. Damn, that's how niche it is, though. That's crazy. Because it's right before the dark tournament, right before they're even on the ship, right before they're even on the island. That's the tournament. So, yeah, can't even find that, That's tough. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Yusuke's wearing his red jacket, and he's with, the mysterious fighter.
And a challenge can mean respect, right? Or a roast, like we were talking about previously, can mean affection. A fight can mean trust. Just showing up in that presence piece, right, can mean love. You know, their friendship has its own unique and kind of grounded grammar to it, you know, and you have to, I think you just gotta know how to read it, you know, and I think this is one reason Yu Yu Hakusho resonates so deeply, man, in so many different communities. The show understands people who learn survival before softness, right? Like what it really looks like to be in that kind of survival mode and mindset. Yusuke, the kid that's written off by family, school, misunderstood by nearly everybody that he's around, that's expected to fail, has no future.
Look at that smart.
Angry enough to scare people away, but still loyal enough to want to do the right thing and try to save people anyway, man. I think a lot of viewers maybe recognize that type. You know, the kid that everybody calls trouble, man, but's actually hurting underneath it, and is that's the way that they try to get recognition or understanding. The kid will fight the whole room and then quietly do the right thing when nobody's looking. You know, and Hiei recognizes that too. He sees someone who has been dismissed.
Oh shit. Whole damn screen froze, bad. Go back for y'all.
But still refuses to disappear, man. This strength of personality and identity along with the physicality. Someone with violence in him who still chooses loyalty. Someone who speaks fluent defense mechanism, man, like it's like perfectly fluent. Yusuke gives Hiei something important too, though, man. A place where he can be cared for and be understood, but still have somebody can go back and forth with him as far as attitude, man. And because he knows that like direct affection feels dangerous. He knows what it feels like to be in that place, to not be able to admit that you've been hurt, man. Because if you admit that you need people, man, you might admit that you're not untouchable, you know. So you got to keep that armor on. Yusuke intimately understands that performance of masculinity. He knows what it's like to hide pain behind a really sharp tongue and a big mouth. You know, he knows what it's like to act like nothing matters when everything clearly does. You don't care. You want to be nonchalant, fine, but we know what's underneath there, bro. So when Hiei is cold, Yusuke doesn't panic, man. When Hiei insults him, you know, Yusuke doesn't fall apart by it. When Hiei keeps his distance, Yusuke does not beg him to become to come towards him or to like open up or anything, man. He just treats him like he's one of the crew, you know. Like there's this quiet acceptance, man. And I think that that's why Hiei stays. He's not being asked to be anything different than what he is. Acceptance in its truest form.
Damn.
Nobody forces him to perform warmth, you know, before he's ready. He's allowed to be nonchalant and prickly and
he's allowed to be himself
and sharp, all those things that he's and is still received by the group, you know, as much as they might roast him or he goes back and forth with Kuwabara, Yusuke, or Kurama, you know, like a found family for guarded people.
Dead
you
ass,
know?
bro.
And you don't always get a big
it's his perfect family. It's Hiei's perfect family. Got Kuwabara, Yusuke, they all roast each other. Then there's Kurama that just be chilling. He be, you know, smart one of the group that just be in the back doing his own thing, and then when the time comes, when the group regroups, you know, he's the smart one to, you know, think analytically and, you know, logically about the situation. And, you know, sometimes he's the answer, sometimes he's the clutch. And then sometimes it's everybody. Sometimes everybody's doing a part, you know. Sometimes it's everybody that's working together, that's coming together, that gets the whole win. It's not just one person, but it's everybody that puts in the effort and does their part. But yeah, bro, he has his own family that, you know, it's something he could just have and just not be scared to lose, bro, because he feels different or outcasted. Shit, damn, him and Yusuke, he makes me look at this a lot more differently. I want to rewatch his video now, to be honest. Because I'll be honest, bro. I'm a little zooted. I'm a little fried. A little high. But
found family
I gotta get these reactions done, man.
people, and you don't always get a big, like, warm speech. Sometimes you just realize, you keep standing next to people time and time again while the world catches fire, and over the course of time it starts to mean something. So for Yusuke and Hiei, friendship rarely arrives with this clean or poetic flowery language, man. It's more of like a smirk, or maybe some hands getting thrown, sharp comment here and there, a couple your mom jokes in the mix, a rescue they pretend was like convenient. I just happen to be in the neighborhood, man. But these two wounded boys who learned to speak through strength before they started to learn to speak emotionally, man. And through all the insults and the distance and the attitude, they built a real foundation with one another. So that to me is what built a real, and through all the insults and the distance and the attitude, they built a real foundation with one another.
Yeah, because all that cultivated into Hiei realizing that they understand each other, and vice versa for Yusuke. Once Yusuke seen him always coming back, and Yusuke not even saying anything and just letting him go off on his own. And I feel like he's even said, like, let him go, he'll come back. Like, he already knows. He's just like, bro, let him do his own thing. Let Hiei chill. He's his own person. Feel me? He'll be back. He always comes back. And just having that trust, just cultivated, like, damn, like, you not.
That to me is what makes one of the most interesting dynamics in Yu Yu Hakusho, being that of Yusuke and Hiei. And
you not treating me indifferent and just, fucking with me for who I am and not asking me to change. Just vibing with me, treating me like a person, treating me like someone you care about, bro. It just strengthens that bond. It gives Hiei a reason to care because he's treated like he's never been treated like no other. And Kurama being around, I guarantee that even added, like at the beginning, that even added a plus to it because, he wasn't always, it didn't start smooth sailing, they first fought, Yusuke was trying to save fucking, what's her name? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot her name. What's her name? Let's just search up Yusuke girlfriend. We know who's gonna come up. Keiko. Fuck, I couldn't think of her name. He was saving Keiko from Hiei's wrath and him trying to implant a third eye in her shit or some shit like that. In the beginning few episodes. It was back when Hiei had that little green transformation shit with the eyes and shit. But yeah.
So that to me is what makes one of the most interesting dynamics in Yu Yu Hakusho, being that of Yusuke and Hiei. And so funny, man, when I think about how that series, as old as it is, as Japanese as it is, man, how it resonates in Black communities, Hispanic communities, Filipino communities, all these places over the world. It's like it really speaks to disenfranchisement, man. And I think if
Photoshop, watch out. Hold on.
From certain backgrounds, you just get that, and you see the character and the voice performance of like Justin Cook as Yusuke and all the other goats in that series, and they just captured something special. And I think that's why so many of us come back to it. So
yeah,
all I got for you there, man. Before I go, what do I gotta do? Channel membership.
Damn, that shit really fucked up my shit.
I'm bad at this YouTube thing, man. $5
Oh my gosh.
a month, early access to videos.
Okay, he's doing his little thing. Yusuke, Urameshi, and Hiei possess one of the most compelling friendships in anime because they actively avoid acting like friends. Looking at the psychological framework of Yu Yu Hakusho, the dynamic provides a masterclass emotional camouflage and trauma armor. Both characters come from environments where vulnerability was punished and survival required them to build impenetrable walls. Their communication style relies heavily on roasting, combat, and distance. This clinical character study examines how guarded individuals communicate affection when direct sincerity feels unsafe. We explore Yusuke's trauma of childhood neglect and Hiei's fear of abandonment, breaking down how they use attitude as a defense mechanism to test loyalty and establish trust without ever having to say the words out loud. Bring it out. Yeah. And the fights together also adds to that. So both of them being from similar backgrounds of having to fight, they're able to easily connect that way with the fighting, and then also the insults, the roasting, and then even that, like I said, Hiei literally testing this nigga Yusuke and like being like, okay, you in good shape, you straight, okay, you on time, you not bullshitting around, you not like this nigga Kuwabara, which is something he would say. Literally clown Kuwabara, and then Kuwabara would say something. And literally, again, that tracks on over to the roasting bit of the whole entire group. Not exactly the whole entire, well, sometimes the whole group do be roasting Kuwabara, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, it mainly be Yusuke and Hiei, and then Yusuke and Kuwabara, and then did I say Hiei and Kuwabara? I think I said so. But yeah, it's usually that rotation. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was this case study. I actually agree with this a lot. Especially for like just the general basis of anime. Like anime can really reach out like this, and this is a perfect example of this. It's a perfect example of how we resonate to shows, and just how shows can be direct, you know like, how can I say this, like direct, like just things we could relate to. I don't know what I was going with that, but like it just really helps, like damn, I feel seen, I feel understood a bit. And not even just that, but like it's cool to see, like, not even just my culture or just me, it's like it happens to others as well, and others are also related to this, like Latinos, black people, all types of people around the globe, man. All types of people talk like this. All types of people, and all types of friend groups have those few people that, like, that just insult each other, roast each other. You got those two. Those few people. That's that rotation of people that be roasting each other. You know who I'm talking about. Be in that group. One night or one day, niggas on the game on Xbox. Nigga like you be trying to talk. They like, yo, nigga be like, nigga, shut up, nigga. And nigga be like, bro, shut your ass up, lame ass nigga. Just say some bullshit. It's just like, that's how it reads. Usually that's how it start for me, with me and my friends. Nigga be like, yo, be like, young bull, shut up. Man, because I'll be having friends all from different states. So it's just like anything can happen because niggas is goofy as shit. But like the insults, the roasts, it's all in good fun. Niggas grew up on that throughout the whole Xbox party shit. So, in that aspect of the friendship from Yusuke and Hiei, I've used that through my online friends, and that connects me with that. So I kind of relate in that way. So it's pretty cool, and not even just them either, but like people in real life as well. So it's just like it's really cool to see something resonate with you like that, and see something so relatable, even if it's not even like one to one. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's video. This is KGM Productions. My man, you made a great, compelling video. I'm not fully at I'm like I'm a bit, I'm not really, I'm a little intoxicated. I mean, it's not as bad, or not bad, but as high. I'm not as high no more. But like, it's coming down, and I'm just now getting to work. We got one more video to watch for not this week. I'm tripping. Nigga, this is the first set of the six. I mean, this is the first 3 of the 6. So this is the second to third video. So ladies and gentlemen, go sub up to KGM Productions. His channel will be in the description down below. This was a great video, as I said, like literally not too long ago, a few seconds ago. I love Yu Yu Hakusho, and I would love to watch more videos on it. So, I'm trying to find more. I'm gonna have to, we're gonna have to get put on. We got another one actually in a tuck. And actually, we got another one. I'm gonna put this all in there. Who is? Ooh, nah. Yeah, we got another one though. We're gonna go ahead and throw this Hiei video up in there. We got a Kurama video eventually to get to. It's this one right here. Sometimes I forget about Kurama, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for today's video. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.